Illusion's Magician of the Week with Citizen.lk. Today we have a special guest, all the way from Canada. He started his career as a musician and now is a magician. He has performed on Penn Teller Fool Us, he has been on Wizard Wars, he has been performing at the Magic Castle, Las Vegas, Planet Hollywood, and also he has been in the recent Masters of Illusions. His name is Chris Funk. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much.
So it's actually an honor to have you in Sri Lanka, Chris, and how has Sri Lanka been so far?
Sri Lanka's been amazing. I've tried to sleep a lot. It's 11 and a half hour time difference. 11 and a half hour time difference, so I'm trying to rest up so that I can be ready to perform, but it's a beautiful city. My wife and I have had a great time.
So Chris, tell us how you started your magic journey. How do you become a magician from being a musician?
Well, I always liked magic. I remember the very first illusion I ever saw was Doug Henning cutting two women in half and then switching the legs and putting them back together again. And they came out wearing half and half of the outfit. I was about 4 or 5 years old and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So that was my first experience seeing magic. So I always loved it. I watched David Copperfield on TV when he came through City. I would go to see his show live. My dad would take me. And finally, when I was 16 years old, someone taught me a card trick.
Okay.
And that was it. I was like, wait a minute, you can learn this stuff? I didn't realize that you could learn magic. So 16 years old, I learned my very first card trick, and the guy told me where the magic shop was in my city, and I just started spending all of my money at the magic shop. I'd buy books, tricks, videos, you name it, and I just spent my time studying. In fact, I would take the covers off my school books and put them on my magic books, and my parents thought that I was studying for school. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started.
Amazing. It's an amazing journey, and this is, you said, when you were 16.
Yeah.
And since then you made, tremendous achievements. You performed all around the world. And at the moment, what do you think about yourself as a magician?
I think that I have a lot to learn.
Okay.
But I love what I do. I'm living the dream. I get to travel the world, and I get to perform on stage, which is where I feel at home. So I love what I do. I'm very honored that I get to do what I love, because a lot of people don't get to say they can do that. So very happy to say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And would you remember Sri Lanka is which country? If you count the number of countries you visited, how many have you probably performed in?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't even know. Lots and lots. A lot of the time I'm at like a cruise terminal or I'm on a ship in a country because I do cruise ships. But yeah, I've done a number of different countries. I can't even keep track. So yeah.
Chris, can you tell about an achievement in your magic career?
Wow, that's my biggest achievement. I think the Magic Castle is a big deal. I know that that's kind of the pinnacle. That's the place where a lot of magicians feel that it's like the Carnegie Hall of magic. If you're a musician, you want to perform at Carnegie Hall. If you're an actor or if you're in musical theater, you want to be on Broadway. If you're a magician, you want to be at the castle. That's kind of the thing. So the fact that I got that phone call one day and they wanted to book me, that might be it. Maybe tied with doing Penn Teller Fool Us, because I think that's one of the best TV shows for magic out there right now. Because they want to showcase really good magic, so they really help you make it look good, unlike other TV shows. So probably those two things.
And actually, you had a special guest when you were performing Magic Castle, right?
I did have a special guest. Oh yes. So I think it was a Friday night. Chris Kenner, who is David Copperfield's producer, comes up to me in the hallway and he's like, "Oh, just want to let you know, David's coming to your show tomorrow." So Saturday night, David Copperfield is sitting second row, right in the middle at my show.
Was it a coincidence or did he pick to be there?
He picked my show. He picked 2 shows to go to out of 8 that were performing that night. The main theater, which is Jeff McBride, and myself.
Yeah. So, how did you feel, having David Copperfield right down there in your audience? It's a moment of truth, right?
It is. At first, I kind of panicked a little bit, and then I realized that he's either going to like me or he's not going to like me. I don't have control over that. So I'm going to go out there and do the best that I can. and sure enough, he liked it. So that was good.
So I think since then, every Magic Live, you get to meet Chris Kenner and you meet David Copperfield, and you're a regular visitor of Magic Live.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, next year you'll be performing as well, right?
I don't know if I'm performing, but I think they're interviewing me up on stage. Yeah. I won the big prize this year, so next year I get to go up on stage and do an interview with Stan Allen, the guy who puts it on. So. And I also get a tour of Copperfield's museum, which I think is really exciting because I've always wanted to see that. I've never seen it.
It's one of those moments you've been waiting for, right?
Yeah.
So, about Wizard Wars, when you started performing for Wizard Wars, how did that experience change your career? I mean, did it have an impact in your performance?
I loved it. That was actually probably the most fun experience on TV I've had. Because there was a bunch of us magicians. So there was a lot of us on set, and then they would film round one with a couple people, and then they would leave, and round one of the other people, and then they would leave, and then round one of some other people. So there was a lot of us just hanging out. Lunches were great because Penn and Teller and all the judges would just sit there, and we'd all eat lunch together. It was just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Did it change the way you perform after the show?
Yeah, it encouraged me to think a little bit more creatively with what it is that I perform on stage. So it helped change me. It also helped put me in a position that I'm not used to, which is, okay, go, now, perform. Whereas when I go to a show, there's like a 15, 20-minute warm, like heads up, you're going to be on stage. Because I do corporate stuff, so there's the awards, and then there's the introduction, and then I go up and I'm ready to go. Well, with Wizard Wars, it's like, hey, you're on, and then they just start filming, and you have to be ready to go. So a little bit nerve-wracking, but
there are no double takes. You can't take it again.
Well, they will if they have to, but they don't want to. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but when we shot the pilot, Blake Boyd was my partner, and that's when we did Regeneration, where the corners of the card switch places. That was such a powerful trick for Penn and Teller that we shot it 7 more times.
Oh, really?
Just to get a different angle and a different angle and a different angle every single time, because it was that good of a trick, and the reaction was that good.
I mean, I still remember that out of all the contests we've had. I still remember that particular.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, Chris, basically in your career forward, is there any dream you want to achieve?
Oh yeah, work less and make more. Like most of us. I hustle a lot with what I do. A lot of travel, and it's where we want to get, but sometimes it gets a little tiring if you do it too much. So my goal is to make more per show and work less, so I can be home with my family. If that makes sense. So that's one of the dreams. I know it's kind of a boring dream, but that's one of the dreams that I have. And a lot more TV. I love doing TV stuff. There's a lot of bad magic on television, so I would love to be a part of helping make it good.
Chris, this series is basically for the inspiring magicians, the magicians who want to build a career, or even professionals who want to be better at it. Is there any advice you can give?
I would say that the biggest thing that I've learned over the years is to be more in tune with what I feel inside. There's a lot of people that I've met along the ways that would tell me not to do certain things because it wasn't the right way to do it, or it seemed weird to them. They didn't understand it, but to me it made sense. So about 5, 6 years ago, I just made the choice that I was going to start listening to my own gut instinct a little bit more. I was going to try to create my own ideas and work on them no matter what other people said. If they said, no, that's not good, work at this, I wouldn't just change it to please them. I would take their advice and I would try to translate it to what it meant to me. And that is when my career took a turn for the good. That's when I started getting booked more. That's when I started getting more television. That's when I, as a performer, started growing on stage. So I don't think enough people really listen to what's inside of them and throw that into their show or their act. I think think they try to copy what they see. That what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. I mean, to give you a really good example, I just started a brand new trick 3 weeks ago on my show. And it's a piece where I play my guitar and I do a trick. And I lay the music down live and then I do a trick to that music. And I've had so many people tell me how it wasn't good. Magicians. I had so many magicians tell me how it wasn't good, or it was too long, or it was boring. And then I had so many other magicians tell me that it's one of the most incredible pieces they've seen. And if I ever stop doing it, they want to buy the rights to it. So there's a lot of people that will tell you what's wrong with what you do. But that just means that it's not what they would do. And as magicians, I don't think that we know how to communicate that effectively. So my whole point is that sometimes you got to really listen to your gut. You got to create what it is that you want and then learn how to tweak it and change it. For example, the violin trick has grown over 8 years. What it was 8 years ago and what it is today, totally different. Totally different. So you just got to trust that you know what's best for you and be patient and really work on just throwing your own personality into what you do, because at the end of the day, how many magicians are there in the world? Like hundreds of thousands of us, and we could all get booked to do this gig or this gig or this gig, but what they can't do is book someone else being you, right? So the more you inject yourself into your show and what you do, the better it is, right? So that is one of my biggest goals, is just to keep putting who I am into my show, because then no one can do it. No one can do it better than me. So I hope that makes sense.
It does. I mean, it has a very good message in it.
Like the trick that I just started doing, the walking knot. Cut the rope, tie a knot, then you move it, you untie it, you move it, you untie it. So I do that with the guitar cable. So I loop some music live, and I pick up the guitar cable and I cut the guitar cable and the music stops. And then I put the cable back together and you hear a little and then the music starts. And then I tie the knot, and as I move the knot, the music speeds up or it slows down, and it speeds up or it slows down. So I've tried to add like an audible illusion to it. And I've had some people tell me that it wasn't good. So the way it is today, it's gonna change, but that's just gonna be me listening to my gut, watching the trick over and over again, rehearsing it. I just changed stuff yesterday, because I got to do it tomorrow for this event that I'm here for. So just yesterday, I edited the trick from what it was to what it's going to be tomorrow. Totally different.
Chris, what you just mentioned, I think it has an additional element also, because a general cut and restore and a moving knot, end of the day is just a rope. But the way you do it, and if the music changes that way, the way you set fast forward or it becomes slow, it stops when you cut it, you're giving that additional element that you really cut it and that you really restore it. I think it's an amazing piece of art.
Yeah, it's very different. Very different. I guess a word that I like to use is redefining. Who we think we are today is going to be different tomorrow. So we're constantly redefining who we are, and we redefine what we do. And as long as we're constantly doing that, I think we're only going to get better and better and better. When you think you're there, it's a bad place to be.
So Chris, thank you very much for joining us, and I really appreciate you taking your time with us. I hope one day very soon we'll have you performing to Sri Lankan audience, Sri Lankan magicians, and that we will be able to see the same show that you have at the Magic Castle or in Las Vegas in Sri Lanka. Thank you very much and wish you all the very best. I hope you will succeed your dreams, you will achieve whatever happiness that you're looking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you.